Hi everyone, for tonight's Nightcap and review, I'm having a diet and I'll be reviewing Huntress of Sherwood by Kingmaker. This is the second in the Robin Hood and Her Merciless Men series. I got this as an arc, but of course I'm going to give my honest opinion. These are the tropes and these are the content warnings. So right off the bat, 4.25. I really enjoyed this story and I had a hard time putting it down. So I'm really excited to talk about this book. So as I said, this is the second book in the series, so you do have to read the first one in order to read this one, as it is an ongoing storyline. So you might want to skip this review so that I don't give any spoilers away for the first book. But where this book picks up is where book one left off. So Little John has been taken captive by the Sheriff of Nottingham, and Robin and the Merciless Men have escaped back to Sherwood Forest and are regrouping. They're coming to terms with the fact that their leader, Little John, has been taken captive, and they don't know what to do. But a leader is needed. So Robin is elected to leadership by Will, Tuck, and Alan. The thing is, leadership is hard enough, especially when you have all these egos involved and outlaws. They're not necessarily wanting to listen, especially to a woman. So being in leadership's hard. Being a woman in leadership is hard enough when you have these other men who are not necessarily keen on listening to a woman, but Will, Tuck, and Alan have her back as her men and are supporting her and encouraging her to take them in a new direction for their little band of misfits. But one thing they all can agree upon is that they need to find Little John and get him back to Sherwood Forest as soon as possible. And Robin is willing to do whatever it takes to get her man home with her, by her side in Sherwood Forest. Be it scheming, extortion, or unaliving if need be. But it's turning out harder than they thought to locate him. The Sheriff of Nottingham has hidden him pretty well. And as they're trying to find him, they start to realize something else is going on in Sherwood Forest, and they can't figure out what's going on. Young people are disappearing in the middle of the night to not be found. It seems like they're just poof, gone in the middle of the night. As well as there seems to be a growing rebellion, and the Merciless Men seem to be getting the blame, but it's not them that's leading this rebellion, so who is it? But even if it's not the Merciless Men who are leading that rebellion, Robin recognizes that this group of bandits needs to evolve into a community of revolutionaries, and they need to attract more people to their cause, the right kind of people, because they're going to be going up against the likes of Prince John, the Sheriff of Nottingham, and Sir Guy. And if they're not ready for what this trio is going to bring their way, they too will be taken captive, and unspeakable things will happen to them, just like what is going on with Little John. So what are my thoughts on this book? Again, I'm giving it 4.25. I really did enjoy it. There was no second book slump, and I could not put this book down. I think what I really enjoyed was the character development from book one to book two, especially as it comes to Robin. In the first book, she has the whole lady of the manor being kept under strict rules, under the thumb of her father, who beats her when she steps out of line. So here in the second book, she doesn't have to deal with that. She's allowed to spread her wings and come into herself, as well as she's taken on a leadership role in all the leadership responsibilities that come with it, the wins, the losses, in loss of death, or the loss of life, I should say. And she's really rising to the occasion and doing the best she can, which I appreciate. As well as the Merciless Men, or at least the men Will, Tuck, and Alan, who are 3 of her 4 men. They are also rising to the occasion, having to support her in a leadership role, but also supporting one another, though their ways of supporting each other is a lot different than most people would do to support their colleagues. Now, I will say one of the ways they supported one another was to get into these spicy situations. So you did have group spice, you had one-on-one spice with Robin, as well as M&M sword-crossing spice. So keep that in mind. But the spice in this book was very well done, hot, 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 and I did enjoy it. So overall, I enjoyed the plot, I enjoyed the character development, and the spice in the book was very well done. This book is currently available. It came out on the 9th, I believe, so it is available for download, but again, is the second in the series, so you do have to read the first one. And there is a final installment that will be coming out later this year, so it is a 3-part series with this book leaving on a cliffhanger still. So also keep that in mind. I hope everyone has a good night and happy readings.